What's up, Raider Nation? Day one of camp is in the books. Let's get it. What's going on, Raider Nation? Raider Ed back here again with the Raiders Primos podcast. If you guys, this is your first time being here, please, on the way in, hit that like button, hit that bell, and also hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet, you guys. What a day of training camp. Training camp day one is in the books. The vets, the rookies, the entire team was out there. We are full swing towards the start of the 2025 season with day one of training camp wrapping up. We're going to look at the comments that Max Crosby has made today, Geno Smith has made today. And then there's a couple comments that Pete Carroll made yesterday's presser. I didn't get a chance to watch it until this morning. And there were some interesting comments that he made. There was one comment that in particular that I'm going to touch on that I am excited because I've been wanting a head coach to do this for so long. But we'll get into that. But first, let's dive into some news that was going on yesterday, you guys, surrounding safety Jamal Adams. There was plenty of other moves, but we're going to talk about the main move, which is Jamal Adams signing with the Raiders, reuniting with Pete Carroll. John Tapia of the Field Goals.com, I believe it's a Seattle Seahawks site. He basically just announced it. It was announced on Tuesday that Adams is signing with the Las Vegas Raiders, reuniting with the former Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll. Jamal Adams was a 2017 first-round pick by the New York Jets out of LSU. He shined quickly with the Jets, earned 2 Pro Bowls in 2018 and 2019, and a first-team All-Pro in 2019 before being traded to the Seahawks on a blockbuster deal. Adams and a 2022 fourth-round pick, later becoming safety Kobe Bryant, was shipped to Seattle in exchange for a 2021 first and third-round pick and a 2022 first-round pick and a safety Bradley McDougald. Adams quickly shined in Seattle in 2020. Adams earned an All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors in his first Seahawks season. Adams additionally broke the record for most sacks by a defensive back in 2020 with 9.5. Adams' success led to him signing a 4-year extension in Seattle in 2021. However, the rest of Adams' time in Seattle would go on to be a plague by injuries. In Week 13, Adams tore his labrum, ending his 2021 season. The next season, Adams tore his quad on opening night and ended his 2022 season. Adams was healthy enough to play in 9 games in 2023, but did not look to be his same self after 2 back-to-back injury-plagued seasons and didn't finish the year out. Seattle released Adams and Quandre Diggs, who is still a free agent as of the writing, in March of 2024. This unceremonious end to Adams' career in Seattle prompted many to again question Seattle's large trade for him back in 2020. Adams was able to find a few other NFL teams in 2024, signing on 4 short stints in the 2024 season with the Tennessee Titans and Detroit Lions. Now, Adams gets the opportunity to rejoin with former coach Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. Adams can now join the long list of former Pete Carroll players who have reunited with a beloved coach. Though Adams is far from a lock to make the 53-man roster in Las Vegas, he does have a legitimate shot to make the team, if not start. The current projected starters at safety for the Raiders are Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Palomalo. On the top of that, the only safeties who were brought to Las Vegas by the current Carroll/John Spytek regime were Chin, Lonnie Johnson Jr., and now Adams. The Raiders will play the Seahawks in the preseason opener at Lumen Field on Thursday, August 7th. But I forgot they were having like a flag football, Apex Predator Raiders versus the they're showing like highlights on the website. But Um, yeah, Raiders bring in Adams. I like the signing. I like it because it's a low risk, high reward. I didn't look at the contract, but I know it's a team friendly deal, just like how we did with Devin White, just like how we did with Jermaine Pratt. It's a low risk, high reward. Another thing that I've seen is John Spytek actually went on to say that the Raiders are looking to use Jamal Adams to using him to play closer to the line of scrimmage rather than that free safety role. So it is going to be interesting because you have Jeremy Chin who could also play that slot corner role or play closer to the line of scrimmage. It seems they're bringing in Adams and they already have a lot of ideas how they're going to utilize him and utilize that safety group. Um, Come the 2025 season. But again, is Jamal Adams going to make the 53-man roster? That is yet to be determined. He is coming in late, which is good at the start of training camp, but he is still coming in late. It wasn't like he was signed at the start of free agency. He has a plethora of injuries, but like I said, it is a low risk, high reward type of signing. So I am all for it. We cannot lie. When Jamal Adams is healthy, he is he's a dog out there. He is a dog out there. Adding a healthy Jamal Adams to this Raiders defense will make this defense ceiling way higher than it already is. But again, keyword healthy. Can Jamal Adams stay healthy? That is going to be the key going into the 2025 year for him. And salute to you, Sean Johnson, for pulling up. And salute to you also for the intel that you have been sending me regarding to camp, regarding to the news that Jamal Adams had yesterday. So thank you for all the news that you're giving me. Jamal Adams is phenomenal as a blitzer, but we need him to stay healthy. That's the key thing, Sean, in all of this is health. You know, I've talked about it with our defense even before Jamal Adams signed here. I talked about how important it is for the defense as a whole to stay healthy. On paper, this defense can be a top 10 unit, top 15 unit, but we've seen last year what injuries does to this defense. This defense, it runs through Max Crosby. We know that. But there's only so much Max can do. He needs help on the other side. You know, you got Malcolm Kuntz, who is coming off of I believe it was 8 sacks in 9 games, and then he goes down. Christian Wilkins plays like 4 games. He goes down. Max Crosby goes down with the knee injury. Like, it was just injuries after injury after injury after injury for this defense in 2024. So if this defense if that injury bug can stay away from our defense in 2025, I think we have a really good chance of seeing a top 15 defense here, you guys. Maybe even a top 10 defense. I'm not going to shy away from saying a top 10 defense. On paper, this defense looks really, really good. But again, health is gonna matter. We have I don't want to say we have the right players because a lot of the players that we have, like Darian Porter, they're young. Darian Porter, Isaiah Palomalu, Malcolm Kuntz, he's young. He got injured last year. He was projected to be a full-time starter last year. First year full-time starter, goes down with the injury. So he's still young. You know, you got a young linebacker room. I'm not talking about the Devin White, the Jermaine. I'm talking about underneath. You got the Luke Masterson still, or is he still on it? Is he still on there? So I gotta look at the backups linebackers. But on a corner room, you got Jacorian Bennett. You got oh, sorry, you guys. I got some in my eye. You got Stokes and another guy coming off of injuries, an injury-ridden career, Eric Stokes, and then you also have, I said Palomaro already, but my point is being, guys, I'm drawing blanks. Forgive me, waking up, I had a really long day at work. Forgive me. I'm gonna need my coffee. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I need coffee today. Give me a sec. I think I'm gonna need a coffee, you guys. Your boy Raider Ed is over here about to fall asleep on live stream. But we have a lot of young guys on this defense, and there's a lot of unknowns with this defense because they're a young team, they're a young defense. which can, again, I said this in another live show that it can be very, very worrisome to have a lot of young guys. But here's the key, you guys. They have good coaches in the building. You got Patrick Graham, which we talked about stability from the coaching position. He's going into his fourth, fifth year as a defensive coordinator. Then you add Pete Carroll to the mix. This defense has all the tools to be a top 10 defense. And I'm excited to see how this defense plays. Sean says that Vinny B was saying Alandon Roberts was playing middle linebacker with Devin White next to him, and Jermaine Pratt was playing close to the line today in practice. This defense is going to show a lot of looks, Sean. Like, just based off day one, we're going to get into it based off day one and based off just Spytek's comment of how they're going to use Jamal Adams. They're going to show a lot of different looks, and don't be shocked if you do see Adams playing some. And this is in training camp. I'm not saying on the team, but don't be afraid that they bring Chin down near the line of scrimmage and then have Adams play safety and then rotate those guys. It's gonna be very interesting, the different looks. And yeah, this corner room, look at it right here, is really, really young. Jacorian Bennett, Cameron Richardson, JT Woods, Darnell Holmes, Sam Webb, Caillou Blue Kelly, Gritty Vance Jr., Eric Stokes, Darian Porter. A lot of young guys. And I like that. I like it. I'm not. Am I worried? Of course. It's young guys. They're going a lot of first, second year guys. Eric Stokes, who's has an injury-ridden career so far, can't really stay healthy. That's going to be a question mark. It is very, very worrisome that you look at this corner room and you're like, "Ew, who's going to be that guy?" Now, Jacorian, he looked like he was going to take that step, but another guy that got injured last season. Hopefully these guys can stay healthy and we can get a full season out of these guys, and we can really see guys like Jacorian, guys like Malcolm Kuntz take that next step. And it's mainly those guys as they're going into – Jacorian is going into his third year. Malcolm Kuntz is coming off of an injury after having, in his 2023 campaign, 8 sacks in 9 games. 2024 was supposed to be the year that Malcolm Kuntz takes that next step. Are we going to see that next step be taken in 2025? We shall see. And it's going to be very, very exciting to see the growth of Malcolm Kuntz and guys like Jacorian Bennett and Malcolm Kuntz. Leak Eye. I'm pulling for my guy, Laki Tassi. Hey, I hope he makes the team just for the name alone. Like, I don't know why I like just saying the name Laki Tassi. Like, I want to hear that name on Sundays. Laki Tassi. But, man, I'm pulling for a lot of the young guys, the Leak Eye. A lot of the undrafted guys, a lot of the guys we drafted. The younger we can get, the better we can get. And I say that because a lot of these teams. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, is it like hot? Oh, a lot of these teams. Let's look at the Eagles. They're young. They're a young team. You win, you get better by the draft and drafting correctly. And I think Spytek did that this year. Our safety room is Isaiah Palomalu, Thomas Harper, Chris Smith II, Hudson Clark, Jeremy Chin, Jamal Adams, Lonnie Johnson Jr., Trey Taylor, Jonathan Sutherland. Hey, I love it. And I think they got the best. That secondary, along with the corner room, has one of the best coaches to coach them up in Pete Carroll. So I'm excited for it. Some training camp updates, you guys. This is coming from Ryan McFadden from ESPN. He wanted to write, training camps have kicked off around the NFL, and our team reporters are on the ground each day following all the action. The Las Vegas Raiders camp is taking place in Henderson, Nevada, and Raiders reporter Ryan McFadden had the latest intel on standouts, highlights, position battles, depth chart movement, cut decisions, and, of course, the quarterback room. Now, I believe that's ESPN getting into it, but here is the latest news from Raiders camp. And this is coming from today, you guys. In the eyes of Raiders quarterback Geno Smith, Coach Pete Carroll doesn't seem different after a year away from football. At 73, he is still an energetic coach whom Smith knew from their time together in Seattle. Geno Smith, and I quote, "That's just the way that he is. He's always trying to improve. And for me, it's just great to see the energy that he continues to bring every single day. Our first team meeting was just jacked up. Carroll's expectations for winning have remained unchanged as well. On Tuesday, he made it clear that he is striving for at least 10 wins in his first season in Las Vegas. I've been winning 10 games a year for 20 years or something, Carroll said. What are my expectations? We're going to win a bunch of games, and I don't care who hears that. I wish I could guarantee it. Carroll has won at least 10 games in a season, 9 times in his coaching career. Meanwhile, the Raiders haven't won 10 games since 2021, but his infectious spirit has players believing that they can turn things around. If you don't believe, then you're wasting your time. Now, this is defensive end Max Crosby speaking, and I quote, if you don't believe, then you're wasting your time. We haven't won much in this since I've been here. I expect perfection and excellence every day. But overall, I can't do it by myself. Gino can't do it by himself. Pete can't do it by himself. It's got to be all of us. So we got to be delusional enough to believe in what we can truly do. During the team period, the Raiders occasionally used 3 linebackers. Landon Roberts and Devin White played Mike and Will linebackers, respectively, while Jermaine Pratt came off the edge. Carroll said last month that he looked forward to seeing all 3 linebackers share the field at the same time. Rookie wide receiver Dante Thornton Jr. continued to get first-team reps whenever the offense was in 11 personnel. Smith threw a deep ball to Thornton, but the pass attempt was incomplete. Wide receiver Alex Bachman made an impressive 2-handed catch near the sideline, showcasing his balance and footwork to stay in bounds. The first day of practice featured strong attendance. Defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, who is on the PUP list, and offensive lineman Thayer Mumford, undisclosed, were the only players not practicing on Wednesday. Man, you guys, a lot of things to dissect there. Give me 1 second. Lovely, my lovely girlfriend. She already knows. You got the Boricua symbol. Bringing that coffee. Gotta love that coffee. Leak Guy said, hate to say it, but I just feel that Jamal Adams is giving me Marcus Peters. Hopefully I'm wrong this season. I don't like to drink opium. You know, the thing is, Leak Guy, when they signed Marcus Peters, Josh McDaniels, and Dave Ziegler, they immediately put Peters in the starting spot. Now, given that corner room looked pretty shaky going into the season, I don't think this is the case where they're going to immediately give Adams the starting role or even a lot of playing time. On top of that, I believe Adams is going to have to earn that playing time. 1, by staying healthy, and 2, by playing well. You know, if he's playing bad out there, I do not expect him to be part of getting a lot of playing time over guys like Isaiah Palomalu or Trey Taylor or even Chris Smith if we want to throw him in there. But yeah, I agree with you. Could it be a Marcus Peters signing? I don't think it could be, depending how you look at it. But I don't think this is it. I don't think they're gonna immediately let a veteran like Adams, who has history of injuries, to immediately come in as like, hey, you're the starting safety because of your name. I don't think that's the case here. Sean, bringing up the linebacker depth room. You got Jermaine Pratt, Devin White. You got Landon Roberts as your wills, and you're starting. Devin's at number 2. I was gonna be like, is he 3? That's Michael Barrett, and then Cody Lindenberg, Tommy Eichenberg, Jalen Smith, Amari Gaynor. I'm gonna ask you this, Sean. Out of that linebacker room, who are you more excited to watch, or who are you gonna keep an eye on in training camp and in the preseason? I'm hearing some good things about Landon Roberts, and I want to continue hearing good things. But come preseason, I want to see this. I want to see it on tape during the live games. I know preseason is live game, quote unquote, but that is when you're able to hit, you're able to tackle, you're able to cause fumbles, you're able to smack people. You're able to smack people around. Leak Guy says Jermaine Pratt. He was making it. He was a nightmare going against us in the wild card game. Didn't he had the game winning interception, right, in that wild card game against us? It was like triple coverage. Threw it right to him. Sean said the difference with Jamal Adams versus Marcus Peters, Jamal Adams is much better locker room guy and leadership. He's veteran. Just then alone would help that young room. And that's fact, Sean. The only thing with Adams was his injuries. That was the only problem with Jamal Adams. It was 2 serious injuries, and then in 2023, 2024, I think it was 4 or 3. He just didn't come back the same. He didn't come back the same. Hopefully, new scenery. Hopefully, he can stay healthy because, like I said, a healthy Jamal Adams is a dog. He is a dog. You cannot take anything away from Jamal Adams when healthy. That dude is a dog at the safety position. Sean says Jermaine Pratt and Tommy Eichenberg and Cody Lindenberg is who I'd be watching. Tommy, yes, I want Tommy to make that. And you know what? Let me bring this up. Let me see if I can find it. But Pete Carroll had an interesting comment in his press conference that and I should have wrote it down. But he was talking about the young guys, the rookies, the second-year players, and I believe the question was if it was alluding to the fact, is he going to give them a lot of playing time? Is he going to ask them for a lot? And he said, and to sum it up, he said yes. He plays everybody. That the young guys have to be ready. And I love that because one thing I was asking from AP, and, of course, this was a lack of head coaching experience from AP, was play the young guys, especially in the running game. We called for guys like Sincere McCormick. We're calling guys for like Dylan Labe to get more touches. And yes, Dylan Labe had a fumble against the Steelers, but he didn't get enough opportunities to really showcase what he had. Sincere it took injuries after injuries for Sincere to finally get touches. But before then, we were one of the worst rushing teams in the league. I will even put Aiden O'Connell in that position. We knew what we had in Gardner Minshew. Put Aiden O'Connell out there, a young guy. See what he brings to the table. I like that Pete Carroll is going to give these young guys an opportunity to not only make the 53-man roster, but to showcase what they have and what they bring to this football team in order to help them win football games. I'm hoping guys like Dylan Labe, guys like Tommy Eichenberg, that they take advantage of these said opportunities that Pete Carroll is going to be giving them. Sean says, I was so high on Tommy Eichenberg coming out of Ohio State. Due to all the injuries, it was a very bad year on defense. As a rookie, putting so much on them. So I want a better second year with Tommy Eichenberg. And hopefully he gets those opportunities, Sean. I'm hoping he gets those opportunities. And like I said, from what it sounds like from Pete Carroll's press yesterday, Tommy is definitely going to get those opportunities to showcase what he has and can he make an impact on this defense. That coffee is burning. But again, just like Ryan McFadden was saying, you guys, also Dante Thornton. I wanted to bring him up because give me 1 second here, you guys. I literally just closed the window and I don't even know why I did it. But Dante Thornton Jr. already turning heads. Already turning head, you guys. Dante Thornton Jr., as Ryan McFadden stated, he continued to get first-team reps. It seems he is making that transition from the OTAs, minicamp to training camp, still getting those first-team reps, and that is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about from Pete Carroll. He is going to give the young guys opportunities to make a name for themselves. That's what you got to do. You don't just march out Jacoby Myers, out there every single first-team rep, or Trey Tucker out there first-team rep. Throw Besh in there. Throw Thornton in there. See what you got in your draft class. Vinny B went on to tweet this out. Observations from Raiders camp. First 11-on-11 period featured a bunch of 3 linebacker sets with Roberts, White, and Pratt. First team offense, 11 personnel was consistently Thornton, Tucker, Myers at wide receiver. So Thornton got a lot of burn with the first team reps. He also went on to to say who was playing the middle linebacker. It said Vinny B said that Leonard Roberts was playing the middle linebacker with White next to him, and Pratt was typically at the edge of the line of scrimmage upright. It's gonna be very, very, very interesting to see how this defense is gonna look. Let me see if there's let me see what you Leak Eye. I'm keeping an eye on Lalulu from last season. Hope he starts. Just got to tone it down on the cell. Yeah. I don't want nobody jumping over anybody no more. Okay. I don't want nobody jumping over anybody no more. Okay. Take that celebration out. Take that celebration out. Now they did. Now, interesting enough, you guys, they did give Besh some first team reps also with Myers and Thorne. They basically took Tucker out, put Besh in there. In second 11 on 11 period, it was Besh, Myers, Thornton when the Raiders first team offense was in 11 personnel. Vinny B tweeting that out. So they did mix it up. They had Tucker, Myers, and Thornton out there in the first team period. In the second team period, Besh, Myers, and Thornton. Let me see. And also, notably, bro, Geno Smith. Oh, I don't know if you guys seen this, but Geno Smith rocking the pads earlier. Already, he's already rocking the pads. I'm like, man, showing leadership. Showing leadership. Let me see if I can share it with y'all. There's some clips from today's training camp, you guys. But hold on, I want to show if I can show the one with there's Geno. QB1, bro. QB1. Man, I can't wait till the entire team can get let me see. I can't wait until the entire team gets pads on. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Sean Johnson says our defensive line is going to look like this: Max Crosby, Charles Snowden, Ovi. I cannot say that name. John Joyner, Jafari Harvey, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyler Wilson, Andre Carter, Trevin Way, and David Ogoa. I really want to see what Tyler Wilson going to take that next step. I'm hoping Tyler Wilson takes the next step. That's another reason why I can't wait for Pats to come on. The defense, the trenches, the trench battles, the defensive line versus the offensive line. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who's going to win those battles. Tyree Wilson, he's got it. Let's see what this guy can bring to the table. I find it so amazing how we have the fastest 40 time guy at 6'5", running a 4.3 flat, 0.5 faster than Megatron is crazy. He ain't strong like Megatron. That's one thing. He ain't strong like Megatron. That's one thing. He ain't strong like it. If he could build some more muscle and get strong like Megatron and get close to that production, that will be crazy. That will be crazy. Let me see. I know there's a couple of other. I know Max Crosby has some interesting. Let me see. He had a comment about him and JPJ. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, apparently, they didn't have the best relationship. I don't want to say they didn't get along, but I know they didn't have like the best relationship. Let me see. Yeah, it was Jesse Merrick of the Silver and Black Sports Network. He tweeted out that Raiders defensive end Max Crosby said last year he and Jackson Powers Johnson didn't have the best relationship, but they're attached at the hip now. Max had this to say: he's coming this offseason with the mindset that he's going to take the next step. Me and him are the first guys here every day, and he's been consistent with it. Hey, it just shows me that Max Crosby demands more. He demands more from his teammates. And if you are not on the same page as him, you can get the hell out of here. But because JPJ took that next step, and it looked like it turned him around, JPJ looks like he's going to be one of the top centers in the league. And I want our offensive line to be just like JPJ. Be mean. nasty, wanting to kick ass, not needing or feeling the need to kick ass, but wanting to kick ass. Sean says Raiders to consistently trot Besh Myers out at the constant wide receivers defenses can crash the box. Thornton provides an electric deep threat that allows Chip Kelly to work underneath with Genty and Bowers. It's just not going to be fair, Sean. It's just, there's so much that Chip Kelly can do with this offense, you know? And I hope we see that creativity this season. There's a lot of creativity that you can use with this offense. And that is one thing we said that this offense really lacked, was lack of creativity. You know, you had Josh McDaniels. It seems like there was times he would get creative and then he would just stray away from it. Luke Getsy was vanilla all across the board. I'm not even gonna give that dude any credit for any creativity. He was just vanilla all across the board. So I expect with Besh, with Thornton, with Tucker, you got weapons all across the board. Bowers, I expect Chip to drop some creative plays on the offense. On our tackles, we got Lee Kai Fo 2, JJ Pegas, Laki Tassi, Anthony Booker Jr., Christian Wilkins, who is on the PUP list, Tonka Hemingway, Zach Carter, Adam Butler, Jonah Lalulu. And it's going to be this defense tackle room. I think can be sneaky, you guys. I think it can be sneaky, especially when you got Kuntz and Crosby coming off the edge. Hopefully, it makes it easy on these other guys to get to the quarterback. One huge difference, quarterback position, we had weapons, but not the proper offensive coordinator. Well, we have the brilliant offensive-minded Chip Kelly and a proper quarterback now. Hey, talk that talk, Sean. Talk that talk. That's gonna play. That is the two missing pieces, right? That we were missing the past 2 seasons. This offense is gonna be. I mean, you can say this offense is gonna be better. Any offense can be better than the offense last year. And I told you this. People was like, well, we're gonna score touchdowns now, bro. I just want to get first downs. It felt like the past years on offense, it felt like we could not pick up a first down when our life depended on it. It'd be third and 3. We're punting. 4th and 1. Get a gain of 2. Like it felt like it was a struggle to pick up first downs. At least with this offense, I'm confident to say that it won't be a task. It won't be a struggling task to pick up first downs. I know that for a fact. Yeah, you're right. Keep the defense off the field. Right? Your defense, people get tired. And people were not understanding that with our defense last year, asking why did it suck? What? Well, first injuries, and the second, you had a crappy ass offense that could not stay on the field. Defense could get a 3 and out or get a turnover, and then the Raiders will go 3 and out. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Chronicles, salute you for pulling up. Thank you. Put Thornton and Tucker out there at the same time. Chip Kelly will dare you to stack the box, and Genty will eat. Chronicles, I'm telling you, man, this offense can get very, very creative. And it's almost like pick your poison. Pick your poison. Who are you going to double? And if you got Thornton and Tucker out there, you got 2 speedsters, bro. If I'm a DB, I'm shaking in my shoes. If I'm a safety. Because you're going to pick up. Both these guys got burners. They got their jets. Like, who are you going to pick up? And then if both your 2 safeties roam Thornton and Tucker, then you got Bowers one-on-one. You got Jacoby Myers one-on-one. You got Genty coming out of the backfield one-on-one. Bro, for real. Who you gonna guard? Who can you cover? Sean says Brock Bowers, what he did in an ass offense last year, I can only imagine what Brock Bowers will do this year. Dude, already rated the number 1 tight end going into his second year. Think about that, Sean. Yes, he was on an ass offense. And because of that, people recognize the greatness that is Brock Bowers. Going into his second year, rated as the number 1 tight end over Travis Kelce, over George Kittle, Sam Laporta, going into his second year. And now you give this guy a true quarterback. You add pieces on the offense to get that pressure off of Brock. It's going to be very, 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 very fun to watch this offense cook come the 2025 week 1 against the Patriots. But I am interested to see how it is when the offense goes against the defense in training camp and come preseason. I know it's going to be a lot of vanilla from Chip Kelly, but definitely I want to see some creativity in preseason. Give us a glimpse. Give the nation a glimpse of what we are to see come regular season. Sean says, what if Michael Mayer plays the traditional tight end the way we hoped? Are you meaning like you put Brock in the slot and then you could put Michael Mayer at the tight end position? Is that what you mean, Sean? Because you could do that, right? You could move Brock. You can even move Brock to the X. Move him to the outside. He can move to the outside, to the slot, and you could put Michael Mayer at tight end. So much creativity on this offense based off the guys that we have. I agree, Chronicles. Get this boy up to speed, to NFL speed. Get this boy up to NFL speed. Now, I don't want to see a bunch of touches. Maybe like the first preseason game, like 2 series, maybe. Second preseason game, a little bit more, because that third preseason game, starters don't even play unless this is Pete Carroll, and I know Pete Carroll is known to play his starters like 1 series or a couple series in the last preseason game, which I wouldn't even be upset with. At least maybe 1 series, keep them acclimated for actual like game time football, getting those hits. Because you don't want Gentry to go out there week 1, get hit, and then, God forbid, something happens. Sean says, Raheem Mostert can give anything like he did in 2023 with 18 touchdowns, even 6 or 7 as running back 2, would be nice. And I think you will see that, Sean. I don't think, and I've talked to some fans. I've talked to, I always say it, me and my dad, we always talk on Raider football. And a lot of people want to see Gentry as like that 1, 2, 3 down back. I don't want to see that because of the amount of carries that he got at Boise State. I want to see a lot of these backup running backs like the Raheem Mosterts, the Dylan Lave, Sincere McCormick's, maybe Zamir White, maybe he makes the team. I want to see them take a load off, pause if necessary, take that off of Gentry, that where Gentry doesn't have to do too much. Remember how it was back in even 2021. Kenyon Drake was kind of a solid running back too behind Josh Jacobs. But 2016, the backup to Latavius Murray was DeAndre Washington, Jalen Richard. And for the most part, they couldn't really run the ball effectively, but there was times where they took the load off of Latavius Murray, and that made Latavius Murray even better. I'm hoping we see the same thing with Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, Dylan Lave. Take the load off of Gentry. Don't make Gentry have to do everything. Yes, guys, we spent a first-round pick. That's a big investment. And because we did that, it is right to ask, hey, Gentry, you got to do it all. You are first, second, third down back. You have to kind of cut his load a little bit. I'm not saying cut it down to like 50 touches. Like, no, I would give Gentry like 25, 30 touches, but split it between rushing and receiving. But I'm not running him 25 rushing attempts and then giving him like 10 catches, like having like basically 35, 40 touches a game. I'm not doing that. You don't want to run this boy into the ground. Sean says Ashton Janty will get his, but I understand maybe he's 70% of running game, the other 30% to the others. He can still be a receiving back, Sean. My only thing is that remember the year that Josh Jacobs absolutely had a career year? He had close to 400 touches that year. 400 touches. And with Genty, I believe in the 2 seasons that in his final 2 years at Boise State, he racked up close to 500 touches in the 2 seasons at Boise State. Maybe even 600. He might have got over the 500 touches and was closing in at like 550 or 600. I could be wrong, dude. I'm going to have to look into that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Did Ashton Genty in final 2 seasons? Let me see. Okay, so he did. Yeah, he had over. He had over 100 or over 500. And this is just running. Or no. Yeah, this is just running. So with his rushing attempts, he had 594 carries in his final 2 seasons at Boise State. He had 43 receptions in 2023, 40 receptions in 2024. So his receptions, he had 83 receptions. So if you total them out, it is 263 touches total in 2023 and 414 touches, 414 touches in 2024. So he has 677 touches in his final 2 seasons at Boise State. That's a lot of touches. But I wanted like split Chronicles. Most people when they say like 25, they think 25 like rushing attempts. I want 25 touches. I don't want him to get like 400 carries. That's what I mean. I'm sorry if I didn't clear that up. I don't want 400 carries. I want him to split between receiving and rushing. I don't want him to get 25 rushing attempts or 30 rushing attempts. I don't want to run him into the ground. But yeah, if it's like 425 touches in 17 games, but it's like split between rushing and receiving. Because think about it, when he's receiving, it's probably going to be in the open field. Hopefully, it be in the open field where he's not getting smacked hella hard. I just don't want to run it. I don't want to run Genty into the ground. That's my main concern. You know, we've seen guys like Ezekiel Elliott get ran into the ground. Seeing guys Todd Gurley getting run into the ground, and then injuries start happening, and then you're like, what's going on? Body gets beaten up, and I don't want to see that with Ashton just because he took on a lot of carries at Boise. But thank you for clearing that up though, Chronicles, because I didn't even know the 525. That is still a lot of touches. But yeah, like I said, I want it to be split between the receiving and rushing. But what is your guys' thoughts about that? I want to ask you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys what is a way to use Genty? What I mean by that, how many touches do you guys think Genty should get? To where you're not concerned that he would start getting a lot of tread in his first season, to where you feel like, hey, could he get being ran into the ground? It is also essential that this running back room, Sean, that you posted gets the load off, because that rushing attack can't just be all Ashton Genty. That receiving game can't just be all Ashton Genty. The backups gotta put in that work, and they gotta make an impact on this offense. You can't just rely on Ashton Genty 24/7. Sincere's got to make noise, just like how he was making noise last season. Continue that momentum. Raheem Mostert, if he can stay healthy, and like you said, he can get back to that. What was it? What was it? 20. Well, what was the year that he went off? That he had 18 touchdowns. Was it 20? Yeah, 2023. If he get back to that, stay healthy. Yes, please. Sign me up. Sign me up. But Other than that, you guys, not really much to talk about with day one. Just on the notes that I've hit, um, I'm gonna actually go back. I didn't even get a chance to really watch the full pressers of like Max Crosby. I think Jerry McChin also had a presser today. So I'm gonna go back, watch those pressers. We probably be live Friday at 3:30, if not Saturday at 3:30. So if you guys have not hit that subscribe yet, or even hit the bell to get notified when I go live, please hit that bell so you guys are not missing anything. And on the way out, you guys hit that like button. But other than that, man, I'm excited. I can't say that enough. I am excited for this Raiders season. Um, I'm excited for the joint practices we got. I believe after the second preseason game, we have joint practices with the San Francisco 49ers. So that's definitely going to be interesting. I'm excited to see these preseason games, excited to see these young guys make a name for themselves, show what they are capable of, and I'm hoping they ball out, and I hope if they do ball out, we keep them, because it seems like when we do get young guys that ball out on our team, we either put them down in the practice squad and then they get picked up by another team, or we keep them on the 53-man roster, but then we just don't use them. So hopefully that's not the case with this coaching staff, with this regime. But until next time, you guys, either Friday or Saturday, hit that bell so you guys are not missing anything. Hit it, smash it, whatever you got to do, turn that bell on. Love y'all. Appreciate the support you guys are giving us. We are back up to 521 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. Continue sharing the link around, sharing the channel around. Let's get this channel growing. Let's get it growing. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Have an amazing, amazing Wednesday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.